I'm going to look you in the eye. I would honestly say, okay, if it's raining, it's possible that water can get past this.
Does it void their warranty if they lubricate it?
Okay.
How would they know?
Never, ever, never, 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 never lubricate. Never, never, never.
Hi, everybody. It's Deb with Deb's RV Services, and we are back with part 2 of my series with Darren from My RV Works. Yay! And today we're going to talk about slides and seals and lubricants, what to use, what not to use, and we're just going to get into all that because when I'm out doing inspections, I look at slides and I'm always taking a look around the seals, and I notice that a lot of them are tucked in. And I'll recommend they get cleaned, but I don't really know what to tell them to clean it with because there's all these products out there. And I hear different things, and I just want to get to the bottom of what actually works to help those seals stay cleaned, to help them stay pliable, and to extract like they're supposed to. So that, along with other things, controversial subjects like Schwintek slides, and should you or should you not lube them? So
I'm ready.
Let's get into it.
So let's first, for the expert advice, let's go to the dealership website that, I'm joking. Yeah, that's where some of the mess ups get. They're just trying to sell stuff, even the cleaning products. So what I've done here is I've got a little wiper seal that you might, there's several different types of wiper seals, but this is pretty common. So I just grab one. And so let's just follow what happens. It's rubber. Okay. So if your slide room is either in or out for an extended period of time, this rubber is going to kind of just develop a memory. It's just always going to fold that way. And then so you go to run it out and it's just always going to stay that way. And then you take your awning rod or whatever and you kind of flip it the other way. Okay. But it always is going to want to go this way. So that's kind of what you're seeing in the inspections side is the slide room's out, but this thing is still tucked in. And it's just a wiper seal. It's not going to keep the water from coming in your RV. A lot of people would say, well, there's moisture coming in. Replace the wiper seal. Well, okay, if it's raining, it's possible that water can get past this. This bulb seal is what's supposed to stop the water from getting it out, not the wiper seal. Okay. And so the bulb seal, we want a 50% compression on that. So when you're looking for the room all the way in or the room all the way out, what you're looking for is a 50% compression here, not 100%. You just want a 50% compression here all the way down, and that is a properly closed, sealed slide room. Okay. So this part here will develop memory. Now, as far as keeping it clean, I'll tell a story of my military days. Okay, so I was in the Marine Corps and I did nuclear, biological, chemical warfare. Therefore, I was a guy that when you get checked into the NBC hut, NBC nuclear, biological, chemical. Hi, Ann.
Hi, Ann.
When you check into your NBC hut to get your gas mask size so they could stamp that on your dog tag, what gas mask you need, I would be the guy you'd come to see to get checked in. And so we would have hundreds and hundreds of masks hanging on peg hooks in the warehouse or in some hut somewhere. So periodically we would have to run through all these gas masks and find the little private or the private for some lowly person just to kind of dust them with the talcum powder or the baby powder or something just to kind of exercise that rubber a little bit. And those masks that never got it done, now maybe it's not the same rubber, but that was a butyl rubber, and they would deteriorate. You might find some of these old World War II relics that are rubber and they're all just deteriorating, and that's eventually what happens with it. Loses its the petroleum product. Well, how do you know that, Darren? Well, have you ever seen a car in a garage that's been sitting there for a while, and it's a concrete slab, and you move the car out, and there's a stain, 1, 2, 3, 4 black stains on the concrete where the car sat. Well, where'd that come from? The rubber in the tires. Okay. So it's like a slow, it's frozen, but we can heat this up and turn it back into molten rubber again. Okay. So that's why tires. So we know that it's like a living product, if you will. It's always a liquid in a frozen state kind of a thing. It started off as a molten thing. So over time, if it's sitting like this for a while, after 1 billion years, it's going to lose its elastomers and everything out of it. The sun gets on it. It cooks it out. Okay, so what do you put on it? As for me, Dawn dish soap, Palmolive, I don't care, your brand of choice.
Dawn does everything.
Dawn does everything. So Dawn dish soap and water is all I'm going to ever use for this.
Okay.
Just clean it.
Perfect.
Okay, it goes on clean and rinses off clean. That is to say, in my service trailer, and we've full-time for 15 years, I never had a special product to keep my stuff lubricated and slick. What I would use to make this lubricated as slick is just some $1.50, whatever, baby powder.
Baby powder.
Baby powder in a sock. So you just kind of put this thing on, and you can see it's smoking out already, and then you just kind of, just put it on there,
Dab
and just
it.
kind of, there's our little baby
Nice.
powder, and you just kind of rub it on. Now it's all baby smooth.
Yes.
And so that is what I would, so Dawn in soap and water
Yeah.
and baby powder. Bam, done. That's really all I've ever used. Now, there is something you could do for the wiping in and out if this is your RV. You've seen some of the manufacturers, they will put like a little step tread.
Yeah.
These little sticky things,
Yep.
okay, all around the side.
Yep.
And so there's two different types. This kind here is like a sandpapery fixture. And if I put the sandpaper, I'm going to actually start making
yeah.
scrapes on it.
Scraping
okay,
it.
so that's pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
I do want this on my step treads, but I don't want it on the side of my RV. So they have one that's a much more mild. I mean, it's not going to hurt me.
Is that called like slide grip or something? Is
Maybe.
that what it's called? Or
I like that. We'll go with that. I
Okay.
don't know, but it's basically enough just to grip this to motivate it to flip back in the other direction. But don't get the sandpapery kind for your slide room because that's going to hurt this. But this is not going to hurt too much. We'll try to find this product and put links to it.
Okay.
I've got some of it for this exact reason, but anyway, but that's just going to kind of get motivated a little bit. If you're the kind that keeps your RV cleaned and waxed, it's going to be your slide room's real slippery and everything. It might be good to put some of this on just to kind of flip it back and forth to help
Okay.
it change a little bit.
Okay.
So Dawn dish soap, baby powder. I would not use these cleaners, Meguiar's this and Carmax that. I just personally I would not use that. That's
Okay.
not been my bell curve of experience for this.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Um,
What about our controversial subject, the Schwintek slides? There is so much,
you
like,
mean this?
there is so much out there with people like, no, don't lubricate it. Yes, lubricate it. I know you are an advocate for lubricating it, and I want to get to the bottom of why. And why doesn't Lippert suggest that you lubricate it,
Okay.
but yet you say lubricate it?
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Oh, we're getting some hate mail over here.
Yeah.
So what I have is, now let me just preface this by saying, I have fixed some Lippert Schwintek slide rooms. I would say my count to date is in the very high hundreds, if not low thousands, of Schwintek jobs that I've gone on, that I've repaired, full scale replacement to every aspect of the Schwintek repair. I'm the guy that gets called in to fix the repair, and I would honestly say, I'm going to look you in the eye, I would honestly say that overwhelmingly the bell curve of repairs
Has to do with.
not lubricating. Okay, now I have counted at least 7 times that Lippert has redesigned this system. And I hear it's actually 9, and I just went to Lippert training school, which will talk about Lippert's position on lubricating, and Lippert has since changed their position, by the way.
Oh.
Yes, but Lippert is in the process of redesigning their system yet again. So, dear viewer,
Yeah.
I love Lippert. I'm a huge fan of Lippert products, and I love you all. Who are you going to listen to, though? The company that's redesigned this 9, 10, 11 times, that's back and forth on lubricate, don't lubricate. It's kind of like the English monarchy from King Henry VIII to Queen Elizabeth, or Queen Mary the First, Bloody Mary, to Queen Elizabeth I, to King James, where we get the King James Bible from. That English monarchy went from Catholicism to Protestantism to Catholicism, back and forth, back and forth. We had pilgrims that came out of that, and now we have the Mayflower Compact, and now we have a country, because they were like, well, who are you going to listen to? Oh, the king says this, let's be this way.
Right.
So Lippert changes their mind. So who are you going to listen to? Well, last time they said not to. This time they did. Anyway, there is no blanket answer because they're using Darren plastics in their shoes and all this kind of stuff. But so I have just a slide track with a bearing block on it that it could have been anywhere. This could have been on the side of your RV, no problem. So what I would ask you to do is take this. I'm going to be the wall. Just try to move that bearing block.
Okay.
What's your experience?
It's tough to move. It has a lot of friction. Can't even, I really have to use some strength on it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Never, ever, never,
seems
never,
like
never,
it needs
never.
to be lubed.
No, never, 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 ever, never, 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 ever, never, never lube that.
Right.
Never.
I would lube it.
Well, you want to try it again?
You have to lube
Now,
it.
I'm a motor trying to turn a big slide room with a refrigerator and a pantry and the dog and the cats and the kids' toys. And I got my work cut out for me to move this big slide room, especially if it's a full wall slide with a double tracks at the top, one at the bottom. And I got my work cut out for me just to move this 1,000-pound slide room.
Right.
I haven't even gotten off go yet to turn this bearing block. Now, let's just take a product.
Okay.
CRC Power Lube with PTFE. PTFE is Teflon.
And it's dry lube.
It's going to go on wet, and it'll kind of stay wet, but it's Teflon, so dirt's not going to stick to it.
Okay, good.
The challenge people say is they're not using this product right here. They're using other products that are not CRC Power Lube with PTFE.
Okay.
And if it's a silicone product, guess what? Dust is going to stick to it. Let's just stick with this, please. So I'm gonna just go over here. Now what I want you to do, I just want you to spray one place.
Okay.
And now this is the inverted type, I didn't notice. This is their inverted style that they don't make anymore, so they got a recall. So all I want you to do is lubricate just this top track, not this part, just the top track. Just give me a little squirt.
Right here.
Yep, right in there.
Just that
Just
much or all the way?
Yep, plenty, good enough. Okay.
Okay.
Now, try to move the thing again.
Whoa. I can do it with like one finger.
Yes.
Wow.
Never. No, what you did is
Never
violating.
lube.
You ripped off the tag on the mattress. You're going to jail. Lippert is going to come after you. Look at that.
Wow. It makes such a huge difference. I mean, there was so much friction on that thing, and now it's like nothing. I mean, just like with windows, we have to do the same thing. I mean, I have old windows. I have to put lubricant on it for them to open and close. They get
But
really...
that's Darren plastic. That's a Darren product. You shouldn't have to lube that. It's not about the plastic. It's about the crap that gets in there.
Yeah.
Okay, and so now we have an aluminum profile and a plastic profile, aluminum profile, and the coefficient of expansion and contraction and the heat and the dark and the cold, that is not going to heat and cool at the same time. And so do you lubricate or do you not lubricate? I lubricate. Thank you very much. And so now the only place you lubricated was a track.
Right.
Yeah. Now I can make a link to another video I did, and I think what we're going to do is just do a whole nother, because that was a long video of me doing a big replacement, and during the I got distracted, and I started doing a whole training on when and why and where to lubricate these things. So I think what our channel is going to do is probably just dial in and just talk about that. And but anyway, so a couple places you're going to lubricate is this slot right here. Okay. And then the drive, now this is a top, because this is where the motor goes, but you'll see the drive shaft comes through this hole right here.
Yep.
So you're going to want to, they used to have like what's called the cloverleaf drive shaft, which was a circle with little slots in each quarter part. Now they're going to, it's either a pentagon, what's 6?
Oh, don't ask me.
A 6-sided thing or a 5-sided thing. I don't know, but it's steel. The Clover ones were aluminum. And the other ones are steel. So they're going to a steel drive shaft, not an aluminum drive shaft, which means that all your components are no longer forward or backwards compatible. You have to change your spur gears. You have to change everything out. The collet is different and everything. So anyway, my point is you have a drive shaft going through here. Do you notice any kind of a bearing here? So that is a steel drive shaft rolling inside of an aluminum bearing block. Any problems? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? So let's get some lubricant on the steel drive shaft that's going through my aluminum bearing block, and we might want to pause. I will, look, it's moving without me doing anything.
Right.
I will go, stop, you're not supposed to be lubricated. I will go get, and this hole gets wallowed out.
Wow.
It'll get wallowed out. Never, ever, never, 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 never lubricate. Never, never, never. so that you could call me. I think our flat rate is around $900 for me to swap out your thing. I have 2 children. My daughter likes cars. My son likes computers.
You have
so
a retirement to
I
save
am
for.
more than happy. I love you people. So if you don't want to lubricate it, that's fantastic. Keep my number. Get yourself up here. I am more than happy to. I really am more than happy to replace it. I've done so many. It's easy. I got some trucks. We'll make a video out of it. But no, let's lubricate these things. Now, I went to school just last winter with Sun River, Oregon. Thank you, Lippert, for having class in Sun River,
Oregon. Oh, you went
Oregon.
to Lippert class. I thought you meant
Yes.
you just became a tech.
No. So Lippert's. I love when they had a class. What is my reason to go to Sun River, which is a big resorty place? Mm-hmm. You know, what would be my reason to go to Sun River? I have no reason to go to Sun River. Mm-hmm. So Lippert said, well, I'm up in the Northwest. And they said, well, we can have it over in Seattle or we can have it in Sun River. Sun River. So we took the camper and went to Sun River. It was awesome. We got an Airbnb. And so I could not wait for the Schwintek class.
Oh,
Could not wait for the Swintek class. And I believe there were 3 trainers in there, and the topic came up about lubrication. And their original position, and Lippert, correct me if I'm wrong, I could get your names of the guys because I wrote down the names of these dudes. Mm-hmm. And they're the big trainers that go around, and their position, I'm going to try to paraphrase what they said, was that they do not recommend lubricating the Schwintek because when these things move, they make a sound. Okay? And when they're lubricated, you're masking the sound that these things make. And so you need to be able to hear what the room is doing, and if you lubricate it, it's so slippery that it doesn't make that sound. Okay. Now, remember, I have been in the very high hundreds, if not low thousands, of Schwintek repairs. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the sound is. So if I don't know the sound, I doubt that, a person out there DIY, fixing an RV is going to know what the sound is.
Right.
Their other argument is this shoe right there, that plastic shoe. It's not. Oh, excuse me. I called it plastic. It's a Darren plastic or Darren, and I've got shoes that are wearing. This one's not so much, but I've got shoes in my other video that I did where they wear themselves completely off, and then so right now this shoe's good. I can't take the shoe off without a tool. So that's what you want. You want the shoe is bonded to the foot. I think I called it a fin in that video, and a guy corrected me. Thank you for correcting me. So this is a shoe. The shoe goes on the foot. You don't put the shoe on the fin. I was calling it a fin. But anyway, you would need a little tool to pop this off to get this shoe off the foot. Mm-hmm. So you can't get this off easily. That's what you want. That's correct. That's what bonds this thing in there. But without lubrication, these things eventually wear off, and this shoe gets loose, and then it starts to wear back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then I can't pull this off. On the other one, in that video, I was just using one finger to slide the shoe on and off, on and off, on and off. This one, you got to get a little thing to pry it off. So their position is that this is a Darren plastic. It can handle all kinds of it's like the God plastic. It can handle anything you throw at it. Well, I have Darren shoes that have rubbed raw. Mm-hmm. If they just would have lubricated it, I doubt that would have happened. So they're saying Darren plastic doesn't need to be lubricated. They're saying that they want the customer to hear the sound of the room coming in and out, and if bad things happen, that they want the customer able to hear it. The noise that you're hearing is overwhelmingly the gibs right here. They used to have steel gibs in this little slot right here, and now they've gone with like a Darren gib, but lubricate those too. Yeah. So everything's lubricated. Just lubricate the hell out of these things.
Now, there was something that I heard, and I don't know if this is true or not. Does it void their warranty if they lubricate it? Okay. How would they know?
The public-facing side of Darren would say, don't void your warranty. Mm-hmm. The public-facing side of Darren would say, do what Lippert says. Mm-hmm. Okay, but the common sense side of Darren, the guy that you're going to call to fix it, says lubricate it. Okay, that's a risk I'm willing to take. I'm willing to take voiding my warranty to lubricate it. Okay, now that goes back to the point I made. I've heard from several different sources that Lippert has now, that's going back to my monarchy point, that Lippert has in fact gone back and now they're saying yes to lubricate these things. that I've heard from several sources. I haven't heard it directly from Lippert directly, but I've heard from several sources that Lippert is now saying it's okay to lubricate.
I think I have a friend that said that they're saying to lubricate it when they're older, but don't lubricate it when they're new.
I'm going to lubricate it when it's a baby day old. I will lubricate these because, again, my bell curve of repairs, you felt it, Deborah. You felt this thing hard to stick.
Yeah.
And that motor's got to work really hard. Now you're getting teeth grinding into this thing. Now your motor's working really hard. Now you're going to see these little wear marks on the top. The set screw that holds the motor in will get fatigued in the aluminum H column. The screw falls out. The motor pops out. You'll even have the collet rise up because the drive shaft is working its way up. Just lubricate it, and all those problems go away.
Solved.
Everything's solved when you just lubricate it with this.
How often?
Okay, I get that question a lot. So I used to play the violin. How often do you tune your violin? How often do you tune your bow? You could just tell that's not a C. Well, I don't know what that is. That's not right. And so it's not like you have your rule followers that, okay, it is 2:05 on Wednesday, therefore it's time to lubricate.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if I'm going to be parking my RV for 7 months, it's pointless to lubricate it.
Right.
But I would lubricate it before I moved it. So at the minimum, at each season, as each season changes, so that's 4 times a year at a minimum. But then more realistically, if you're the type of person that's going around and around and around, in and out, in and out, in and out, you might need to lubricate a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
Okay. So going back to the violin analogy, if your room is going in and out, you could tell when it's not. It just doesn't sound like it did. The violin analogy. Great. Go lubricate it. Now, you're going to do all your H columns, but you're also going to do the rollers underneath. Okay, so there's rollers underneath you're going to lubricate.
Okay, so the white rollers.
The white rollers,
okay.
yeah. And there are 2 rollers that are like this, so you're going to get this corner, and right in the middle.
Okay.
And this stuff will wick its way in this drive shaft. They're supposed to be every 24 to 36 inches spaced. So you're going to get your rollers, you're going to get where the drive shaft goes in. So this is a top bearing block because it's got the 4 holes for the motor. But on the bottom, you're going to pull your wiper seal back. How does this go? Nope, like that. You're going to pull your wiper seal back. And what I do is, let's say this was a bottom bearing block. I'm going to pull my wiper seal back, and I'm just going to feel for that drive shaft. And you stick your fingers in there. You'll feel the drive shaft.
Yep.
And then all I'm going to do is just get my squirty stuff, and I'm going to squirt the drive shaft a couple inches above the bearing block and just let it wick its way down through the spur gear all the way down to the bottom of this hole right here so that it's slippery.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to lube right here. I'm going to get my straw right in there on the top of the roller because what I wanted to do is get into these little gib slots right here. And you could do it inside, outside. But if you get take your little V groove right here where the straw's in that V and just kind of squirt the top of the roller and it'll wick its way down into the gibs on both sides.
Oh, great.
So
okay.
Super easy. So you're going to squirt the top of your roller to get into your gibs. You're going to pull your wiper seal back at the top of the drive shaft to wick its way down through the bearing block. And then this slot right here, don't worry about the teeth, but the slot right here. And then on the very top, you're going to do the same thing, but you can't get to the drive shaft. So sometimes you just squirt right at the base of the motor, and this product will wick its way in. Now you're going to lubricate the collet because the collet is steel, turning on an aluminum bearing block. And I've seen where they just get wallowed out.
Yeah.
So you're going to try to get it right at the base of the motor. Sometimes the motor's tight, pretty tight. And squirt the stuff, it'll wick its way in, get itself down, wet the collet, get the drive shaft all the way down, and get it that way.
Awesome.
So that is Darren's best practices. So voiding of warranties, that is a risk I'm willing to take. Look at that.
It's just sliding like crazy.
Yeah. And so now that motor thinks he's got the day off.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to move this 1,000-pound slide room? Not a problem. Bring it. You know?
Come on.
Yeah.
All day long.
So yes, I understand there's controversy, and I've got a video, I think it's 3 minutes long. This customer's slide room, this bearing block was absolutely seized. We had to take my 10-ton hydraulic ram to push the whole slide room out of his RV just to get to this.
Wow.
And then the video started where I'm like, I could hardly move this thing. And I just squirted it and now it's doing this. So we replaced the whole thing. It was over $1,000 repair. And all he had to do is just lubricate it. And he would have
CRC.
never CRC Power Lube with Teflon.
This and Dawn dish soap.
And baby powder.
Baby powder.
And there you go.
Okay.
That's so there's still going to be some controversy about lubricating and not lubricating, and Lippert's not doing themselves any favors by telling people to. And so let's go back. Where did Darren even learn about this? From Lippert. Lippert came out with a video years ago that talked about lubricating these things. He's the one where the guy was bending the straw video. They may have pulled it. But that's how I discovered this product, was from Lippert teaching us in an early video about 10 years ago on how to lubricate these things. Wow. And then they came back and said, don't lubricate. I'm like, what? And so we're the ones that are getting called in to fix all these repairs. They eat themselves. The shoes get worn. The spur gears strip.
Yeah.
The motors pop out. It's cause and effect, all because the motor's working way too hard. And now the motors won't burn. Ooh, I got another thing to mention. The motors aren't typically going to burn up. They can handle it, but they're going to eat themselves in the process. Okay, now let's talk about motors for just a second since we're talking about slide rooms. The Lippert motor is like $300 or $400. Okay, for the motor. But you could go on Amazon, and I think there's some Chinese knockoff motors for like $60 or $70. Okay, and so the question is, well, can I use that $60 motor instead of a $300, $400 motor? Absolutely. However, with a big, giant, huge asterisk thing right there. Okay, so the Lippert motors are 300 to 1 or 500 to 1. The Chinese motors are maybe 294 to 1 and 487 to 1. Okay, they're not synced exactly.
Oh,
okay?
Wow.
The other thing is I've gone on several, I think it's been 3 service calls in the last year. And here it is, what month is this? August?
August.
Just this year, I've been on 3 service calls to replace the motors. And what's happening on these $70 motors is the DC brushes are just falling apart.
Oh, wow.
The springs fly out, and so then the room just simply won't work. And I go in there, so having said that, go in with eyes wide open. You get what you pay for. Personally, me, fine. I'll lubricate my system because the motor's working too hard. I will lubricate my system, keep my room going. I'll be more than happy with a $70 motor, but I'm going to replace both $70 motors so that I am it's not 300. Lippert motors are 300 to 1 and 500 to 1. You can put them on attack and you'll read that. These other ones are not. They're off. And so that's when you get these people, they can never, ever get their room to synchronize. No matter how hard they try, it won't synchronize. And that's because it's like wiper blades or headlights. When you replace one, you replace the other.
Right.
So if you replace one motor, you might have, not always, but if you have this $300 Lippert motor and a $70 motor on this side, you might have a problem. Your room's never synchronizing, and you're fighting this dog chasing his tail thing over and over again. Your room's never going to synchronize because they're off by like a half a rotation every time.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go with a $70 motor, fantastic, not a problem, great. Keep it lubricated so it doesn't have to work that hard, and replace both of them so that you don't have this syncing problem constantly. Or learn how to synchronize your room, and you synchronize it every single time you do it. And if you're going to go with the $70 motor, I would have a spare. And the part that fails on those, well, it's 2 parts fail. One, the body, you could start to twist the body. It's just a cheaper build. And, well, why is the body breaking? Well, because it's not lubricated. It's working too hard. I think we've drilled that point home.
Yep.
And the RPMs is not exactly the same.
Okay.
So do it. Great. Fantastic. Have a spare. Replace them both. And then it should work.
Wonderful.
Save yourself a lot of money on the motors.
Well, thank you so much for giving us all this information. And if you do have any, well, I'll just tell people, go check out his channel and watch his videos. And he has tons of stuff. Yeah, tons of stuff out there about slides and about lubricating the slides. And you said you were going to create some more. I mean,
I think we'll do a dedicated, I think so. I think there's enough questions out there. And I think we might do, I've been saving these things. And I've got a couple, here's another one. Let's see what this one's like. Now this one, you'll notice that the V-roller is gone. And if you look, you'll see all the chew-up marks all along here. So you see all the chew-up marks all along that.
Yep.
And so I think they should have lubricated this.
Yep, should have been lubed.
And the shoe is, here's the shoe, okay.
Broken off.
Just move the shoe. Just move the shoe by itself.
Yeah.
So we're just moving the shoe in the track all by itself. It's pretty hard, yeah?
Yeah.
That's just the shoe.
Yeah.
So we'll pull it out one end. Okay. And look at all the wear.
Oh yeah.
On that.
It is. It's very worn and like brittle and.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's just a very worn, brittle shoe. Now the shoe's supposed to fit on the foot, and it's just not. I mean, it's fallen off.
Yeah.
And so the goal here is for this to snap on, like this other shoe. I couldn't get it off, but this is just so. If the shoe's purpose is to snap onto the foot, and therefore it between the roller and the shoe, it's sandwiched itself on the grooves here. That shoe ain't doing any.
Nope.
So this all happened because of lack of lubrication, and I've got like 50 of these things over there we'll just play with.
He has lots of proof.
Yeah, so lubricate it.
Lubricate it.
Risk the voiding of the warranty. It's worth it. Or else just keep my number, myreviewworks.com, fill out a service request, get over here.
Just hand over your money to technicians.
Yep. And I think the flat rate, because we use flat rate and everything, so any technician was more than happy to do this for you. And because we want to eat too.
Yep.
So
all right. Well, thank you very much, Darren, and I will see you next. Well, I'll see you right now.
Yes.
I'll see you guys next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, so I don't know if that'll.
Yeah, and they all have this little notch on the top, so they only go. But look, you can see where it's been wearing right here.
Yep.
Okay, so don't lubricate it, but you can see this wear mark, and that means that at this end, you also have a wear mark. Now let's look at this one. Yeah, you're starting to see all these wear marks.